see if it's working. Hey, are we on? Alrighty, welcome everybody. Wes Yorks here for York Talk, everything sales and business. Hey, we've got a fantastic interview today. You know, we always try and come to you on a Tuesday every day, but you know what? Clients come first, as we all know. We're doing some great training, but also I wanted to wait today because I've got a really special guest today, and Royce was only available today on Friday, so we thought, you know what? Let's wait for York Talk. I've got my clients anyway, and I really wanted to get Royce in this interview today. So again, welcome everybody for York Talk, everything sales and business. We come to you live every single week. We want to help the entrepreneurs out. We want to help the sales people. We want to help all the business owners out there. You know, at the end of the day, we want to make you more money. We want to make you more profit. So this is what we do. So make sure you share it, you like it. I know we're on a different time today, so make sure you let your friends know that we're on, so therefore they can connect and say good day, and they can also like and share it as well. But enough about me. Let's talk about Royce Crown. Mate, this guy's an absolute legend. He had, you know, if you talk about hustle and you talk about own your own businesses and getting out there and doing it, Royce had his own business when he was 19. He was in the restaurant game. He opened up, you know, his first restaurant within only a short time. We're going to ask the story in a minute. He ended up with 5 restaurants in Australia. He had 3 restaurants in Canada. He had 5 food trucks. He was doing over $10 million annually in revenue. And now we're going to talk about his next venture and his next adventure, which is Monarch Aviation. But we're going to get that in a minute. So congratulations, Royce. Welcome, mate.
Thank you.
Anyway, tell us a bit about yourself. You know, we've got Facebook Live here, mate. We've got Instagram Live here. You know, the funny thing was, Royce didn't even know what bloody Facebook Live was today before he came in, and now he's on it. So anyway, welcome. That's Facebook Live on that camera. And the other camera got, you know, you got all that. Anyway, tell us a bit about yourself, mate.
Born in Canada, like I said, you know, pretty much raised as a restaurateur.
Yep.
My dad owned restaurants and hotels through the Golden Horseshoe, so I got brought up in that kind of trade. And at 19, I started my first food truck, which very quickly grew into 5 food trucks, and we were dominating the slow roast and smoked meats sandwiches.
Yeah.
And then, that went on to actual, you know, physical restaurants, which took off again with 3 throughout Canada. And then after moving into Australia, we just reversed the name and we opened up Bread and Meat just in here in the valley, and that exploded into 3 stores within the first year.
Wow.
We got a truck in Melbourne and then another store. And then it just kind of blew up, which was great.
So how long did you have the restaurants for? How long were you in that game for?
Since I was 19 till about 33.
Yeah, right.
So
fair time.
Restaurants. Yeah, fair time. I mean, I did take a sabbatical probably for about 10 years, and that was due to getting my commercial helicopter's license. So
Royce, not only is he great at cooking food and running restaurants and having a million staff, he's also a commercial helicopter pilot for 17 years.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Got my license on a bet with my dad.
Everyone wants to fly a bloody helicopter, and you went and did it.
Yeah, well, the best part is it is actually the best job in the entire world. Being in a cockpit, there's nothing like it.
Right.
You know, sitting in a cubicle, you know, sometimes could be, dreary and weary, but, you know, you get into a cockpit. And
sitting in a bloody hot restaurant in the kitchen, sweat, bloody, I'll take the helicopter.
Yeah, I'll take the helicopter any day of the week as well. So my dad had to pay for my license because I won the bet. Didn't really expect to do any work with it. You know, it's just nice to have that kind of qualification. But then I was in Europe, and Mega Yacht needed a helicopter pilot, and I applied.
Mega Yacht.
Yeah, only 110 hours, and I got the job. And then I basically stayed with them for 5 seasons, so 5 years in Europe, just flying rich clients to and from the yacht, whether they want to go to a restaurant or go to the hotel. I would load up in the helicopter, fly them to, say, Corsica or the south of France. And at a whim as well. So most of my days were spent really reading books, but, you know, when the clients wanted to go, drop the hat, done.
So you're now in Australia, and let's talk about Monarch Aviation. So this is your next adventure. And it's really like, when I look at your business model, to me, it's like Uber of the aviation world.
Essentially, yes. It's a ride share for private jets, and what we were able to find was that private jets and helicopters are rarely used as a ride share sort of situation here in Australia.
Yeah.
One of the main reasons we started Monarch Aviation was the commuter traffic from the Gold Coast to Brisbane.
It's terrible.
That's an hour and a half in traffic each way. You know what I mean, roadworks nonstop, and it's
one of the busiest thoroughfares in nearly Australia.
It is actually the first highest commuting traffic. Over 40,000 commuters daily on that one highway.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that it's always continually backed up. In a helicopter, we can do that flight in 15 minutes.
So let's roll back a step, though.
Sure.
Let's tell the viewers what they're flying in. Like, what is Monarch, and what, how you disrupt, like, what is it essentially? I know you said the Royce sharing, but tell me a bit about the aeroplanes and what people travel in, so we get a bit of a gauge of what that is.
Well, I can sum it up with the two questions, really. It's why drive when you can fly, and why fly commercial when you can fly private. If we can compete with the pricing, the experience is so much better, plus the time-saving factor. We don't have to do security for thousands of people. We only have to do security for 7 to 10 people, which is what we're putting on the jet.
Right.
That streamlines the entire security.
So you're
process.
talking like Learjets. You're talking about what the famous, the richest people in the world flying.
Learjets, G4s, Falcons. We've got them all. We work with operators that own and operate these jets and these helicopters. And what we do is we essentially load up charters that individuals don't want to pay the full charter price, and we crowdsource the seats to our users and our members, and they lick them up, and we're off and gone.
So one of our viewers could be in Brisbane. They need to fly to Sydney. They jump onto the Monarch Aviation app, and they see that there's a seat available because a charter only wanted half a flight.
Exactly.
And then they got a seat there, and the seat might cost
anywhere from $750 to $1,100, and it just depends on the model.
So that's cheaper than business class.
It's a lot cheaper than business class.
And they're in their own Learjet.
Their own private jet.
There's no wait times.
Full catering, pick up and drop off service. You leave from the car onto the jet. You fly there in 50 minutes. And then we pick you up on the other side and we take you to your destination in the city.
So you got pick up and drop off service.
We got pick up and drop off service included. And the best part about it is we did the timing. So on a commercial jet, the average flight, average travel time from Brisbane to Sydney is about 4 hours and 50 minutes. Now that's from your house to the airport, waiting in the airport,
it takes ages.
Tarmac, landing, getting to where you need to go.
And that's without delays.
That's without delays.
Yeah.
And we consistently do that in about 2 hours. So we streamline that entire travel experience to 2 hours.
And the experience.
And the experience is phenomenal. We've got a hostess on board, full catering.
Because most people think that flying in those Learjets is unaffordable.
Well, that was one of the things we want to tackle as well. Is private jets have always been for the rich and famous.
Yeah.
And, you see celebrities in them all the time, but the average individual never really had the opportunity to do it. Now we've created an opportunity for them to jump on a private jet.
So how do they find out about the flights and times and things like that?
You just download the Monarch Aviation app. So any your iOS or Apple Play Store, the Android Play Store, put in Monarch Aviation on the search engine, and it will pop right up. You download that. You can browse our flights without being a member or a user. Yeah. In order to book the flight, you just have to enter in some information. Name, phone number, email address. Yeah. And if you don't see a destination or a time that you like on our app, you can actually create your own. So creating your own is basically you go on and create your own charter for the time and date that you want to go. Right. And then we crowdsource the rest of the seats for you. So
you can book a seat, and then you guys will then fill the rest of the money.
We fill the rest of the charter.
That's fantastic. So let's talk about you. So, and we'll come back to Monarch in a bit. What gets you up every day? The viewers here, we're business owners, we're entrepreneurs, we're salespeople. We're all about people who want to make a difference. So what gets you up and going? Because you've done some amazing things in your life.
Yeah, and it's all about passion for your own project. You know what I mean? So, you love what you're doing every day, and that's what gets you up in the morning. It's the ability to go out. You're meeting new people nonstop. You're out there selling your dream and and then your reality at one point. So what becomes a dream ends up becoming reality. And if you can live that every single day, why wouldn't you get up in the morning?
Yeah, right. And, because when you're a business owner, there's no 9 to 5.
That's just it. It's a 24-hour job. You know? And if you're, even if you do send to have the night off, you're still stressing about what's happening in your business. You know what I mean? There's no stopping.
You wake up 3 in the morning, you're back on work.
Yeah, you crying baby, and you're rocking the baby, just thinking about what you're going to be doing the next day to improve your business, and it's more for maybe even your family, so that your little one has something to do when they grow older and take on board with themselves. So every day is don't get me wrong, entrepreneurship is a battle. It's
it's hard work,
but when you love your business and you love what you do, it makes it so much easier to get up and do what you do every single day. So you just hit the pavement hard and do the legwork.
So you just said, we're always selling our dream. Tell us your theory between selling and marketing. So I've got my theories, right? What's yours?
Well, marketing's good; it has its place.
Yeah.
But selling is about getting the job done. You can develop leads. You know, what I mean, I've even the first 3 years of Monarch, I talk about it to almost everybody I meet. Oh, it's an amazing idea. It's so good. It's so good. And the passion is there, and everybody's excited. And then converting them from the excitement to an actual sale or an actual flight booking for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where the difficulty comes in, and that's where Sales Coaching International, for instance, you guys have helped us cross that line. So developing leads, marketing, then that's all marketing will do. Is marketing will develop you leads, but you still have to get those leads across the line into a sale,
into revenue,
absolute revenue.
Yeah.
In the restaurants, it was pretty easy. You have a good sandwich or you have a good product. People talk about it in the word of mouth advertising, especially 10 years ago when Facebook and Instagram didn't exist and advertising was done by word of mouth. So the idea was to have the best product so that when somebody speaks about it, they're going to speak to at least 10 people. Those 10 people speak to another 10 people, so on and so forth. And nowadays we have beautiful marketing campaigns which don't.
We've got Facebook Live.
Yeah, well, it doesn't even cost that much to do. Apparently, it's free. So,
yeah, right.
Tells you how much technology I've got. I got a tech company.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's marketing is great for developing the leads, but sales is what gets the leads over the line to actual revenue, getting the contract signed on the day. And for any entrepreneur, that's going to be the hardest part. And you will go back 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7 different times just to try to get that one client over the board. How much of a waste of time is that for you trying to run a business? When it should be able to get done within the 1 to 2 steps.
Well, I always look at we go and see businesses, frequently, and they always say, look, we need more leads, we need more leads. And I sort of have a laugh, say, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You actually got enough leads on the door, you're just not closing them. Let's actually get some revenue coming in before you spend any more money on marketing, because a lot of business owners, a lot of business owners think they just need more leads and they need more marketing, and their revenue's going to go, which is it's a load of crap, fuck shit, because at the end of the day, you got to convert it.
Absolutely. And that conversion rate is always going to be a lot lower if you don't know what you're doing in the sales department. So, like I said, Sales Coaching International, they train our sales team. So they make sure that our sales team know how to
that's what we do.
Separate the leads from the actual clients. And we need clients. Every business needs revenue in order to continue.
Business needs clients. We also need good clients.
We need great clients.
Yeah.
There is such a thing as a bad client.
But there is. And we kick them to the curb.
Absolutely.
Because they take too much time. And they're always the ones who pay the least amount of money, but they want the most. So you kick them off, and then we look after our big paying clients.
That's just it. It's the same as a really bad investor. Somebody thinks it's because an investor wants to throw money at you that's going to make your job. But, it only takes you one time to get that wrong investor before you know that was a mistake. You got the money, but what did you get with the money?
So let's talk about a campaign. So So Monarch and Royce, they're one of our clients here at Sales Coaching International, and one of our agents, Vesna, who's absolutely brilliant, she just did a campaign, and we hooked you guys up with B105 and the Hamish and Andy team in there doing the flights all around Australia. So it went live this week. We're talking about sales and conversion. How quickly did that take a hold of your organisation? How quickly did from that very first announcement on the radio to conversion into apps and to sign up, things like that? What happened?
Day one, we had over 900 app downloads.
Over 900 in the very first day.
Yeah, probably within the first couple hours. The Hamish and Andy show is only 2 hours long, so people who didn't catch it within those 2 hours. So I would probably say about 900 downloads within that first 2 hours, which is more downloads than we've had all year, to be honest with you.
Right.
We've been concentrating on our large clients and our corporate clients, which are 1 to 2, but they do oversee say McCallum Robinson lawyers. They have 100 some odd lawyers within their firm here. Yeah, but they only have the one corporate membership.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Hamish and Andy had they announced us, and bam, 900 downloads.
Thanks for coming.
A few created charters for October, which is great. And like I said, they keep blasting us every single day. So I haven't checked the stats this morning, but I'm sure we probably would have had.
You know what?
Somewhere around the same this morning.
So where do you put yourself 12 months down the track? Where you guys at?
12 months of the track, we've essentially conquered the east coast of Australia and started going west. Our goal is to obviously do flights to New Zealand as well. Yeah. And then expand overseas. 5 years down the line, we're looking at VTOL aircraft, which is obviously the battery propulsed aircraft.
That's like your drones.
Yeah, it's like your pretty much like your drones.
Right.
Yeah. So they're battery propulsed. They do intercity and bi-state travel via battery power.
Yeah.
And hopefully within the next 10 years they've conquered that firm, and then we can start going overseas on battery.
Right. And in the next 12 months, we've got a thing on the Gold Coast called the Commonwealth Games.
Absolutely. Well,
you guys are getting helicopters for this, right?
Yeah, well, we got the Gold Coast 600 first. So we have launch flights. That's in the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And then we have Commonwealth Games next April, which
Yeah.
we are also doing flights for. So the hotels in the Gold Coast are already sold out. 75% of the hotels in Brisbane are now sold out for the Commonwealth Games already. You're going to need to get from Brisbane to the Commonwealth Games in the Gold Coast, and instead of driving, which is anticipated about 6 hours in traffic, we can still get you there in 15 minutes. We have multiple drop-off points in the Gold Coast, and we can take you from Brisbane to the Gold Coast.
You're going to be pretty busy around April next
We're going to be very, very busy.
So they better start booking now if they want those flights, so we get a bit of a schedule. So
I would suggest it, yeah. If you have more than 3 people, create your own charter, book all the seats, and it's yours. We also have the Bell 206s, the Bell 407s, and the Bell 429s, which are 6-seaters.
Right.
They're very corporate interior, and they are beautiful helicopters to run. We can pretty much accommodate any number of party. We also have jets that we flying from Sunshine Coast, Sydney, Coffs Harbour, Melbourne, all coming to Brisbane, and then we can do the helicopter.
Right, so you got it all covered.
We've got it all covered if you want to go.
Yeah, nice. So anyway, everybody, I think that's about our 15 minutes. We always try and keep this 15 minutes or so. So what a great interview, right? How good's Royce? Started in Canada, restaurant game, 5 in Australia, $10 million revenue, and now he's disrupting the aviation space. I reckon it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. You know what? I'm on my flight pretty quickly. So, you know what? If you want to go in Lear jets, the private jets at less price than business class,
Absolutely.
Jump onto Monarch Aviation, get your app, download it, check the flights, look around it. Within the next 12 months, we're going to be all around Australia, right?
Absolutely.
And you know what, Royce, I want to say thanks so much for coming on board and sharing your story with the guys. And you know what, we'll see you everyone next week. Same time, place, same bat place, same time.
Same bat channel.
Sometimes it's a different time, so I shouldn't say same time, depending on what we've got. But you know what, make sure you share it, like it, put us a comment. We always say each week, if you've got any things that you want us to talk about, send us a direct message or send us an email. We'll go through it in our meetings each week, and we'll see if we can wrap it around and we can share your story. We can answer your questions. But again, Royce Crown, Monarch Aviation, disrupting the space. Thanks very much for coming in. Everyone have an absolute great week.
Awesome.
See you, buddy.
Thanks, guys.